combat sports, MMA, boxing, those aren't sports that you think about retiring. You retire because you don't have the luxury. It's not like, you know what, I've been doing this job for 25 years. You know what, I might go another year. Okay, fine. People aren't trying to take your head off. People aren't kicking you, punching you in your face in MMA or throwing combos in boxing. These are not sports that you think about retiring in because you can get seriously, seriously hurt. And you probably want to walk away a fight or two earlier as opposed to a fight or two late. Skip, there's nothing else for Manny Pacquiao to prove. He's an 8-division champ from flyweight all the way to junior middleweight, Skip. So he went from like 112 all the way to 154. He's a 4-time welterweight champ. He's a champ in 4 different decades. Nobody can say that. Nobody can say. And you're probably never going to see another 8-division champ. And he wiped it out, Skip. So I don't really know what else he has to prove. Now it's time to go take on Durarte for president of the Philippines. That's something that you can do, and hopefully he don't make you disappear, but that's something that can possibly save you as opposed to getting in the ring. Skip, let it go, Skip. He getting hit with shots, Skip. You know Pacquiao better than that. You know. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, this guy, Pacquiao got the guy out of there. But for 42, about to be 43, Skip, it's time to let it go. I mean, I get it. He loves fighting, and most guys that do something, they love what they do. But it's time to let this go, Pacquiao, before you get seriously hurt, man. I just felt bad for him taking the shots that he was taking. He threw a lot of punches, Skip. Another thing when you as an Asian fighter, the accuracy in which you throw those punches with. He threw a bunch of punches. Guy was just teeing off on him, just to his body, combo to it, because Pacquiao's a southpaw, straight right, lead right. Let it go, Pacquiao. Let it go, Manny.
Okay, I'm going to remind everyone that on July 2nd of 2017, more than 4 years ago, I sat in my living room and I watched Manny Pacquiao lose to somebody named Jeff Horn from Australia. You remember this?
Yeah, I do.
And
I thought he beat him, though.
Did you?
Yeah,
I thought he lost. And I tweeted that I thought he lost. And a lot of people said that day, more than 4 years ago, Manny, hang him up. Give it up. Just stop. You're embarrassing yourself. And obviously, he came all the way back to a fight that Ernestine and I attended in Las Vegas a couple of years back, and he beat Keith Thurman, and it was a masterpiece of a fight by a guy who was at that point, what, 40, right at 40? And it was a spectacle to behold. So I can't write Manny completely off because he's Brady-esque to me. He still loves to compete, just absolutely lives for and loves to compete, and he keeps himself in shape. He's one of those guys, he doesn't obviously gain weight because he's had a hard time keeping weight on, right?
But the difference is, Skip, Brady has guys protecting him, and Brady can get rid of the ball. You in the ring by yourself.
Okay, now let's go to Saturday night. I believe that Ugas deserves much more credit than he actually got because, to me, I don't know what your eye test told you, but Ugas just looked so much bigger.
He's a
so
much bigger
longer,
man.
so much stronger. It looked like he was in a different weight class to me, and I don't understand
it looked like he should be at a junior middleweight, the 154. He should move up, maybe challenge Charlo. But Manny...
Okay, and not only that, but Ugas is 35 years old, and he has been through the wars. And he was the reigning welterweight, super welterweight champion. And the point was, he was too long and strong for Manny, and he was also too skilled and smart for Manny because he just went peekaboo the whole fight. He just stayed right here, and Manny threw a whole lot of punches that hit nothing but leather, right? And yet Manny, this is what got me about it, Manny threw 815 punches in the fight to a grand total of 405 for Ugas. 815 to 405? That's 410 more punches. Manny was giving you as honest a day's or night's work as he could give you. He was giving you everything he had left, but he was hitting too much leather. When Ugas decided to fire, he would fire and score. And he obviously opened 2 smallish cuts. There was
had some mouses up on his eyes.
He needed 5 stitches and 3 stitches to close the 2 cuts, and he had a little bit of a welt on his forehead. So he took a little bit of punishment. Did you ever see him wobble or buckle? I didn't see him wobble or buckle the whole time. Did you ever say, uh-oh, he's in danger of... Nope, I never thought he was in danger of going completely down. Did you?
No.
He was getting tagged occasionally. I just thought, and again, I'm a Manny fan, as you know, so I score every fight. I scored every round. I had him winning 115 to 113 just on activity, just on he was much busier.
Yeah.
Now it's easy for you to say because you know the score.
No, but Skip, I mean, he's throwing, Skip, when you look at the scar, he throw 800 punches.
410 more punches.
410 more punches. Ooh. But Skip, he only landed like 14, 15%.
No, he did 13%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with that?
No, I'm sorry, 16. You're right, 16%.
Yeah.
He landed. That's landed. And then on power shots, Ugas landed 101 to Manny's 88. So on power shots, I give you that. But he's up against somebody that I didn't think he belonged in the ring with. Right. I thought it was something of a mismatch in size, strength, skill.
Right.
And game plan.
Right.
And game plan. And remember, Manny got thrown a big curveball. He wanted Spence Jr.
Right.
And all of a sudden, 12 days before the fight, he gets a detached retina. Hope he's going to be okay.
Right.
But that was going to be Manny's swan song fight. Could he pull off the huge upset over Spence? That's who he wanted.
No.
Right?
But here's the thing, though, Skip. A guy like Pacquiao, he just can't fight anybody. So in order for his name, he has to fight the top-tier fighters. Well, he's not at that stage now in his career where he can take on these fights and win these fights. Okay. He ain't beating Bud Crawford. He's not beating Errol Spence. He's not beating this kid.
I would like to have just seen Errol Spence Jr. Just I've been on the edge of my seat.
Right. And I don't think Charlo really tried to sit down on his punches and knock him out because that's still Manny Pacquiao. You still got to respect him.
Yeah.
He still can catch you with a shot.
Okay, one reason that arena was filled the other night, they'd already bought the tickets for what they thought was Spence.
Right.
But they all came out, and it looked packed to me. The announced attendance, 70,438.
Right.
Manny still is as big a draw, I'm talking about a worldwide draw, as there is in boxing. Yeah. And you can make a case he's one of the biggest draws. I'm talking about internationally in boxing history.
Because, Skip, you know what you was going to get. You know you're going to get a fight. He ain't all about that dancing. He ain't trying to move around the ring. Manny's coming to fight.
Yep.
He's always come to fight. Win, lose, or draw. It cost him against the Marquez, Skip. He's beating Marquez. He's darting in and out. And Marquez timed him to dart in.
It was the third fight.
Yeah, and he catches him flush and he face plants him. You know he's going to fight. And the one thing you can say, Skip, he fought everybody. He fought Cotto. Everybody. You name him, he didn't duck anybody.
Yeah.
Now, I think the thing is that the Floyd fight was about 5 or 6 years too late. I would like to see them fight earlier, but Floyd had his reasons, says, I don't think this guy is clean.
Yeah.
And Manny didn't say he didn't like needles, and it happened, but I thought the fight happened years too late. But Skip, when you're an 8-division champ, you've been the fighter of the decade, you've been a 4-time welterweight champ, what else is there to prove? You've been a champ in 4 different decades. What else is there to prove? You're all-time great.
I can ask that same question about Tom Brady.
But, Skip, I think the thing is with Brady doesn't take any shots. As soon as Brady takes
it's possible he'll take shots. I thought he took shots at Chicago.
But see, what Brady does is that Brady feels the pressure. He'll go ahead and drop knowing.
Sure.
Because remember, when he dropped and Khalil Mack still hit him, you see how quick he popped up. He's like, whoa, what are you doing? Skip, right there.
Okay, did Manny embarrass himself on Saturday night?
No.
No, he did not. He gave you every last ounce he had. And he threw everything but kitchen sink at Ugas trying to crack the code, and he just couldn't crack it. He is a wily fighter. Usually Manny, but he only had the really 11 days to prepare, and he couldn't draw a beat on him. And then he talked after the fight about, my legs were tight. I don't know why his legs were tight. That doesn't mean they're old. They were just tight. He wasn't quite ready for this
Well, it's
fight.
hard, Skip, when you prepare. I mean, just imagine, as a team, you prepare for the Super. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, you're preparing for the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden they say, "Well, no, you're not going to play that team. You're going to play this team."
Yep.
It's a whole different mindset. That's why I always think the guy that is the last-minute replacement has an advantage, because that guy was preparing for somebody totally different than what he's going to face.
He's going to fight Maidana on the undercard of this fight. Yeah. So, as Manny said after the fight, in my heart, I want to continue, but I have to consider also my body.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, he does, because I think he's going to run for president. He's going to announce that in September. And if he wins, and just knowing Manny's popularity, I think he'd have a real good shot. I don't know Philippines politics, but I'm going to guess he'd have a real good shot.
Right.
Well, if he wins, it's a 6-year term. Well, wouldn't that pretty much end it?
Well, he's been in Congress. He's been in the Parliament. And
but it'd be one thing to be a sitting, senator, but
you
hey,
run the whole country.
Running the country.
Yeah.
Could you stop to train for a fight?
No, you probably couldn't, Skip. But I don't want to see Tex Cobb against Larry Holmes.
Yep.
I don't want to see Manny get beat like that and say, okay, yeah, Manny, now it's time to go.
Yep.
I think he's done everything you can possibly do. If somebody would have told Manny as a 16-year-old kid when he turned professional that this is going to be your career, but you're going to probably need to stop at 42.
Yep.
He's like, hold on, you mean to tell me I'm going to be the only 8-division champ in the history of boxing?
Okay, but also do not underestimate what a philanthropist he's been in his own country.
Yeah.
And when he fights, he makes a lot of money and he can still command top dollar. And so a lot of that goes back in.